All right, so picture this, okay? A guy hijacks a plane, demands $200,000,
Mm,
and then, get this, jumps out mid-flight, poof,
yeah.
gone, vanishes.
Just like that.
Like something out of a movie, right?
Yeah, sounds wild.
This, though, this is the real deal. The story of D.B. Cooper. A mystery that people have been trying to crack, like, forever. Over 50 years.
Wow, 50 years. And still, no answers.
Nope. And that's what we're diving into today. This whole D.B. Cooper thing. Was he like a criminal genius?
Yeah.
Or just, I don't know, the luckiest guy ever?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Mastermind or just incredibly lucky? I mean, in this case, it's like the perfect blend of visionary and con artist. That line can be so blurry.
Exactly. So rewind with me. November 24th, 1971. We're talking Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305.
Oh.
A Boeing 727.
Okay, got it. Setting the scene.
And on board, we have a guy, calls himself Dan Cooper, looks totally normal, like a businessman. But get this guy's had to pull off one of the most, I don't know, daring hijackings in history.
Bold move.
No kidding. And the way he does it is what's crazy. No guns, no threats, no yelling. He just slips a note to the flight attendant.
A note? What, like, give me all your money kind of note?
Well, yeah, essentially. But way more specific. He's like,
Mhm.
I have a bomb. I want $200,000 in 20s, and I want 4 parachutes.
Parachutes, that's a specific request.
Right. It's like he knew exactly what he was doing, had it all planned out. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Cooper, he seemed to know a lot about that plane, the Boeing 727. A lot.
Okay, like what? What did he know?
He requested specific types of parachutes, knew how long it would take to refuel, even stuff about the aft air stair, that door at the back.
Yeah.
Most people would know about that, right?
No, definitely not. Sounds like Mr. Cooper did his homework.
Big time.
Yeah.
And that's what makes people think maybe he had some kind of aviation or military background.
Makes sense. You don't just pick up that kind of knowledge on the street.
Nope. The FBI files actually mention that Cooper used some pretty specific aviation terms when he was talking to the crew, stuff that your average person wouldn't know.
So almost like he was familiar with the plane, maybe even flew one before or something.
Exactly. Like he
Yeah.
was comfortable with the whole situation.
Wow. Okay, so back to the hijacking. What happens next?
Right. So they refuel in Seattle, passengers get released, and then Cooper, he tells the pilots to fly towards Mexico City, low altitude.
Oh, man. Can you imagine being on that plane?
Can't even, the tension, knowing this guy's planning to jump out with a ton of cash.
Must have been intense. What happened? Did he jump?
He did. Somewhere between Seattle and Reno, middle of a thunderstorm, Cooper jumps out of that aft air stair into the night, gone.
Just like that. No trace.
Nope. Vanished. The FBI went all out, huge investigation, searches, the whole 9 yards. But nothing. No Cooper, no parachute, just, well, later on, a small part of the ransom money showed up.
Wait, really? They found some of the money. That's got to
Yeah.
be a clue, right?
It would seem so. But it only makes things more mysterious.
It's a real head scratcher, this whole thing. So many questions, so few answers. I mean, over the years, you can imagine, people have come up with a ton of theories about what happened to Cooper and who he even was.
Oh, I bet. Did he, live it up somewhere on a beach with all that cash? Did he, fall to his doom in the wilderness? Or maybe, just maybe, someone caught him and it all got hushed up.
Right, all totally possible. It's hard to know what to believe, with so little to go on. But let's maybe dive into some of these theories, see what we got.
Sounds good to me. Unravel the mystery.
Okay, so one theory, a popular one, is that Cooper was a pro, a skydiving expert. Like, he knew exactly what he was doing every step of the way, planned it all out.
Yeah, I can see that. He did ask for specific parachutes, right? Like he knew the difference between them. And he jumped over a forest, maybe to soften his landing.
Exactly. And that's what makes some people think, maybe this wasn't just some crazy stunt. Maybe this was a calculated risk.
But still, jumping out of a plane at night, in a storm, with a bunch of money strapped to you,
Right.
over a forest you've never seen before, that's got to be risky, even for a pro.
Right.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Super dangerous. And that's why another theory is, well, even if he survived the jump, maybe he didn't survive. Like the wilderness?
Yeah, makes sense.
Think about it. It's dark, stormy. He's probably injured, got to be disoriented. And he's carrying a lot of weight with all that cash.
Not to mention, people probably looking for him, right?
Yeah.
Want a piece of that reward.
Exactly. So navigating that alone in the dark, not easy. Plus, the FBI, they really went all in trying to find him. Helicopters, dogs, even infrared tech. Hundreds of square miles of forest they searched.
And nothing.
Zip. It shows you how vast the wilderness can be, right? How easy it is to disappear if you really want to. But of course, even with no body, no clear evidence, people They love a good mystery. They can't help but come up with theories, point fingers.
Yeah, that's the fun part. Who did it?
Mhm.
So who are some of these suspects?
Well, there's this guy, Richard McCoy Jr. He did a similar hijacking just a few months after Cooper. Same style, parachutes, the whole deal.
Copycat, maybe.
Could be. And get this, his kids, they recently came forward with some stuff. A parachute, a logbook. They think it could be Cooper's. Even gave the FBI a DNA sample.
Wow, a family mystery. So is it him? Did they figure it out?
Well, the timing is definitely suspicious, right?
Hmm.
Plus, McCoy, he was military, a skydiver, he fits the profile. But the descriptions of Cooper from witnesses, they don't really match McCoy. And the FBI, they're keeping quiet about the DNA, so who knows?
Okay, what about other suspects? There's got to be more.
Oh, tons. There's this guy, Dwayne Weber, confessed to his wife on his deathbed, said he was Cooper, even had like old airline tickets and a matchbook from the hijacked flight.
Sounds convincing. Deathbed confession, airline stuff.
Right. But when the FBI looked into it, his story didn't really add up, didn't have the details, the proof. So they ruled him out.
All right, so not him. Who else?
Well, there's Sheridan Peterson. He used to work for Boeing, actually wrote the flight manual for the 727.
So he definitely knew his way around the plane. Like, really knew it.
Oh, yeah, he was an expert. Plus, some people say he kind of looked like the sketches of Cooper. You know, those drawings they made based on what witnesses said.
Interesting.
But again, no real proof, just a possible connection. And those sketches, they can be unreliable, right?
True, true. Anyone else?
Oh, yeah. There's this guy, Robert Rackstraw, Army guy, pilot, bit of a wild card, accused of murder, some shady connections, even tried to fake his own death once. Like, this guy was living a movie.
Whoa, hold on. That's a lot.
Right. He definitely fit the image of a risk taker, someone who could pull off a stunt like this. The FBI looked into him hard, but nothing concrete ever came up. He even did a documentary, totally denied it all.
So, a lot of possible guys, but no smoking gun. It's kind of frustrating, isn't it?
It is. Cold cases, they're tough, especially when you're relying on, like, what people remember, little bits of evidence here and there. Memories change, details get messed up. Without something solid, it's like trying to build a puzzle with half the pieces missing.
Yeah, I get that. But hey, that's what makes this whole D.B. Cooper thing so interesting, right? A mystery. Keeps you guessing.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if we'll ever really know what happened.
Exactly. Plus, it's become bigger than just a crime, you know? It's like a story, a legend. D.B. Cooper, he's this symbol.
Of what? Like getting away with it, sticking it to the man.
Yeah, kind of. Like, he represents this idea that you can just disappear, escape the rules, even in a world where everything is tracked, watched.
I like that. The ultimate escape artist. It's crazy, right? D.B. Cooper, he's like this icon almost,
Yeah.
a folk hero, like a modern day Robin Hood, maybe.
Yeah, I can see that. Pulled off this insane heist, outsmarted everyone, vanished. It's a story that, well, it just grabs you, doesn't it? Makes you wonder, was this guy a genius? Or just a lucky rebel?
Right. And think about when it happened, 1971. The whole world was kind of upside down back then.
Mm-hmm.
Vietnam War, Watergate. Everyone was questioning authority.
Oh, yeah, totally. That era, it was all about challenging the system. And Cooper, he kind of fit right in. Cool, calm, and did things his own way, like a symbol of defiance, you know?
Yeah, against the man. And the fact that they never caught him makes it even better. Like he's this ghost story we tell each other, a reminder that some mysteries just stay unsolved.
Exactly. And he's inspired so much, you know? Books, movies, even those D.B. Cooper festivals. It's like he's part of our collective imagination now.
It's wild. One guy, one event, and look at the impact. Why do you think that is? What is it about this story that people just can't let go of?
Well, I think part of it is it's like a blank slate, right? We don't know the endings, so everyone can fill in the gaps with their own ideas. Was Cooper a good guy deep down, a thrill seeker, or just an average Joe who snapped and decided to do something crazy?
Maybe a bit of all of that.
Hmm.
And because we don't have the answers, the speculation, it never ends.
Exactly. And the FBI, they've actually released most of their files on the case, so anyone can go through them, you know, try to be detectives themselves.
Oh, that's right. It's like a giant puzzle for everyone to try and solve.
Yep. And even though the FBI officially stopped their investigation, what was it? 2016, I think. There's always something new popping up, new leads, theories. Like those kids of Richard McCoy Jr., the other skyjacker, they think their dad was Cooper.
Yeah, that's a wild twist. So after all this, looking at the facts, the theories, all the what ifs, what do you think really happened? Was D.B. Cooper a visionary? Did he pull off the perfect crime? Or was he a con artist who, well, maybe didn't get away with it after all?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And the truth is, we may never know for sure. The evidence is it's messy. Theories, there's a million of them. But that's what makes it so fascinating, I think. It's this puzzle that we just can't crack. It makes us think, makes us question, and reminds us that some mysteries, well, they might just stay mysteries forever.
Perfectly put. I like that. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of D.B. Cooper, I have a challenge for you listening. Go check out those FBI files. See what you can find. Maybe you'll be the one to finally uncover the truth. Or maybe, just maybe, D.B. Cooper will remain a phantom, a legend, a symbol of how sometimes, even in a world where we think we know everything, some secrets stay hidden.